Hey Kelly, Losbean says hi. Happy Thanksgiving. Losbean's here while I'm making my video. Okay, we're on lesson 111, Thanksgiving gift for the day, only odd problems, other Thanksgiving gift. You don't actually have to give it to me today. You can choose when you give me this homework before Monday, but before Monday. Okay, here we go. Look what we're doing. In lesson 111, we are using equations like this that have a huge amount of letters, and we're solving for one of those letters, okay? So what you do is you look at the example and it says find M. So you have to solve this whole equation for M. You see right now that's basically solved for C. So C equals all of this, but we have to do the same thing but get M by itself. So just remember your goal. When it says find M, you get M by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a common denominator, okay? Because eventually, that's going to have to happen anyway. So here we go. XM, let's make this M, plus, because it's felt to the M right here, so we put 1 times M is M. Or felt to the X right here, so it's BX, okay? Equals C. Okay. Now you're like, oh great, Miss Jessica, now what are we going to do? Because now we have M on the top and M on the bottom. Okay, that's okay. Let's crisscross and multiply first. Let's do this. Put a 1 over that, right? Crisscross and multiply right here. So that's 1 times all of this, which is just M plus BX equals C times X times M. So I'm going to put CMX, okay? And now we can get the M's together. So I'm going to move this M over there. Negative M, and it goes away, okay? So now we have BX equals CMX minus M. Okay, now look what we can do, Kelly. We can take the M out of both of those with the parentheses, factoring it. We put M right here, it'll be CX minus 1 equals BX. Now it's very easy to get the M by itself because you can divide this whole thing off of it and put it over here. BX over CX minus 1. Okay? They have it exactly the same. They just have the X and the B switched for their answer in the book. So that's one way that you can do this problem. Now I'm going to show you another way, and you decide which one you like. Basically what you're doing is you're just using all of the rules of algebra that you know to get M by itself. So like let's say that you wanted to move this over here first because you're like, well, this is the M. So I want to move everything off the M that I can. That's fine. You don't have to do the common denominator first. Let's just move this over here. Like this. We have B over M equals, now we have to put this in the common denominator because we do have to combine those, right? So it's going to be X on the bottom. This is spelled to the X, so it's CX, minus this is spelled to nothing, so it's 1. Okay? Now we have the M right here, which gets a little confusing because it's supposed to be on the top, right? For it to be easy. So what I'm going to do now is crisscross and multiply, okay? You have XB equals M times CX minus 1. Now you're back at the exact same place that you were before, and you divide by CX minus 1. And there's your answer. Okay, so there's 2 different ways you can do it. Find the common denominator first, or move this stuff off of the M and then keep going with the problem. Okay, let's look at example 2. Example 2 says that you are finding B. Okay, you are finding B. So, let's move this over here. And then put a common denominator on this one. D is going to be the common denominator. That's XD because it's spelled with a D, and then this is C. And this is A, B. We want B by itself, so I'm going to crisscross and multiply. It's going to be AD equals B times XD minus C. So you just divide XD minus C. And there is your answer. Okay, look at number 3. Example 3, we're finding the x. Okay, so now the x is already on the side by itself, so let's find our common denominator between these two. That's going to be b. So that's a because it wasn't felt to anything, and this is going to be bc because it was felt to the b. Equals dx. Crisscross and multiply, that would be x times a minus bc equals bd. So then you just divide off a minus bc, and you're left with just x by itself, okay? Then in example 4, they're also trying to find the x. Because you can solve any of these equations for any of those letters, but you have to pay attention to which letter they want you to solve for. Okay, this looks like a fun one. Let's go ahead and do the other way where you find the common denominator first. Let's see if you like that way or not. So you have, no, I really like the way where you move this over first. Let's do that. Plus y and then minus mn. Because then you don't end up with like a bunch of x's all over the place. So there's that, it's gone. Then you find the common denominator here, which is going to be n. So let's be kn plus yn minus m equals a over x. Then we can crisscross and multiply and put this in parentheses so we don't forget it. That'll be x times kn plus yn minus m equals an. Okay? Then we just divide this whole thing off of it. Kn plus yn minus m. So that's your answer, with an on the top. Okay, and that's all. Kelly, all you have to do is do your practice, and then we'll come back and check that we got them right. Hey Kelly, here are your answers. We have nm for a is nm over fm minus 3z, okay? And b is ky over xy minus 3a plus sy. How did we do it? What I did is I put the 3z over here and made it negative, right? And then I put mb down here equals, this has a common denominator of m, so you're faulted the m here for the s, so you put fm minus 3z because we're not faulted anything there. Crisscross and multiply, then divide it off. Okay, same thing over here. I moved the 3ay over here and the s over here, okay? Then I have km left equals x minus 3ay plus s. Found the common denominator of y. Crisscross and multiply, then just divide it off of it. If you have any questions about that, I'd be glad to help you. Bye. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you. Bye.